Well, friends, we did it again. I bought another Type R. I've actually had this car for about, I think, 2 weeks now. And I know what you're probably thinking, that I'm just switching completely from Evos to Hondas. That is not the case. This car for me is gonna be a very, very, very easy rebuild. I actually picked this thing up here locally in Spokane, and I figured now is an excellent time to reveal it, pull it in the shop, start tearing it apart, and start getting this thing back together, back to square one. So let's do a quick little walk around. I do need to get in the shop because it's starting to snow out here in Spokane again. But first, let's pop in the shop real quick. So being that the black build is all finished up, at least 99.999% finished up, the only thing we need is the radar. So as soon as the radar comes in, we should be able to clear all the codes on the entire car, and then it's back to factory, back to square one. We have massive, massive plans for the black Type R, but in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and work on the white Type R. Hopefully you guys don't hate me for all this Honda content that you're getting. So yeah, quick breakdown on the white Type R. I got it here locally in Spokane, still a clean title car, 20-something thousand miles. It's a 2019, and I'm gonna throw a photo on the screen. She said she was driving it on the freeway and the wheel just disintegrated. Kind of a crazy story. I'll throw, like I said, a photo of the wheel on the screen. So what this car needs is a new front fender, a bumper repair, and then some stuff on the interior as well. That airbag went off. The seat airbag became blown as well. Of course, it did tear the headliner. I feel like every time a curtain bag goes off, it does destroy the headliner. It needs a replacement wheel. This is a shot wheel, a completely destroyed wheel off the black Type R. I've just been using it to roll around on. So it needs that. This car does have a little bit of hail damage, which is really not that bad. So we can have all the hail damage just PDR'd out, paintless then repaired out of this thing. And I think that's about it. That caliper's a little bit suspect as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this thing in the shop and take a look at it. I guess we do need a headlight. Take a look at it and start getting to work. I'm not sure how far we're gonna get today, but we're gonna make some good progress today. For some reason, the car does not run good whatsoever. It ran fine when I got it, and I think it's probably just a low voltage issue because this battery is completely dead. All right, let's pull her in the shop. All right, we got the car in the shop. I want to try to get this thing done in record time, meaning like 3 days, hopefully max. So with that being said, we do need to do this very methodically. I do need to go ahead and pull out the airbag module and the driver's side seatbelt. We got to get those shipped out ASAP. I'm just going to overnight them to Safety Restore. They are the ones who did the black Type R seat belt repair stuff. They also did Bobby's STI. Amazing work both times. And then we need to go through and figure out every single little part and piece that this thing is going to need. I do feel like something control arm wise or maybe strut wise is bent with this driver's front. So we should probably get it up in the air and figure out if it is a strut or control arm and get some parts ordered up there. I already know it needs an airbag, the seat repaired. It does need a headliner, a new fender, wheel tire, and then this Brembo brake too. I think I could possibly fix that. I don't know, maybe a little bit of powder coat over that and no look OEM. But yeah, let's go ahead and do some interior stuff first and then get it up in the air, figure out what's going on here, figure out why it does not run good whatsoever. It could just be a low voltage issue. So I'll pop the battery out of the black one, slap it in here and see what happens there. The C should hopefully be repairable. It did split right on the seam. So if I can find a good upholstery guy to replace the airbag, fix up the foam, and then just sew it back together, we should be good. And if not, I'll just have to buy a new one. You know what, before we move on, I have a little gift I bought myself because I'm always using power tools. And I know Milwaukee is better than DeWalt. So I went ahead and bought a bunch of Milwaukee stuff. And I want to open it up and show you guys real quick. And the main reason for it is because I'm out of batteries for the DeWalt stuff. They keep just dying and breaking and whatnot, probably because I keep buying cheap eBay replacements. There is one more Milwaukee tool we're waiting on and then a couple spare batteries, but this is the majority of it. So got that, got a box full of goods there, and this is a nice little flashlight. So here's what we got so far. 3 of the, oh, I thought they were all 8.0s. Oops. Either way, we got 3 batteries. I know I have another one on the way. So 2 are the 8.0, apparently 2 are 5.0. A little 1/4 inch impact, a drill, flashlight, a nice 1/2 inch impact, skill saw, a charger, and I know we are waiting on, like I said, one more battery and a Sawzall. And then I think one of those little like 90-degree impact thingamabobbers. This should be nice though. I'm curious to see how powerful these tools are compared to the DeWalt. The airbag module is never fun to remove. The whole console has to come out and it's usually, well, I know it is, tucked underneath that right there. Moving on to figuring out the cambered out wheel. You can clearly tell something's going on. That's a little cambered out and that one is not. So everything on the car is actually fine. It's just our wheel that was throwing it way off. Check this out. This wheel is so bent. So like that, it looks like there's negative camber. And then if we flip it around, Now it looks like there's positive camber, so it's just the wheel. The strut's fine. I checked everything else out. The strut's fine, the control arms are fine, subframe is fine, frame is fine. Everything is fine structurally. It's just some exterior body damage we got to fix on this thing. And of course, some airbags. That's a good bit of relief. I thought we were going to be sitting here all night trying to figure out what's going on, but it's just a wheel. So now I want to go ahead and move on to why it runs so shitty, for lack of a better word. I'm going to throw a different battery in it out of the black Type R. I doubt that's going to change anything, but at least we'll be able to efficiently and effectively keep starting it up and shutting it off as we diagnose why it's not running properly. It does sound just like some sort of air leak to me going on. We've heard this sound before, definitely, haven't we? On the black Type R, when it had a cracked intake manifold, identical sound. All right, we know the problem already. It is an air leak. It's an air leak somewhere on the intake manifold, and the reason for it is because when this car over here needed an intake manifold, I actually stole the one off that, put it on here because I really wanted to get this project done. And then when the new one came in, I put the new one on this car, and there's probably a hose unplugged. So I'm gonna run through, figure out what I did incorrectly, and then she should be back up and running perfectly. There was one vacuum hose that runs from the intake manifold up to the valve cover. I did not have that back on the manifold, so we should be in the clear. Weird, it runs properly when you plug in the hoses. Imagine that. Wow. I'm really liking this white on this car. Black is nice, but man, it's so hard to beat a white car. This isn't my favorite white in the world either. It's like a creamy white, but it's still a nice color. Well, boys, I'm gonna call that a wrap right here. Hopefully you guys aren't too disappointed in me owning two Type Rs. Kind of cool that they're different color. And to be honest, Bobby really enjoys these cars as well. So I'm sure she's gonna be driving the white one a lot, just because the black one isn't really gonna, I'm not gonna say anything. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think of my wild Honda craze right now. And I will see you guys tomorrow.